My name is Mark Harper, 8 Dillon Pass. I'm a lifelong resident of town of Weston, and the original document that was written 22 years ago, I played a crucial role in the construction of that document, and I'll tell you why. We had a shooting incident in town where somebody drove by on Georgetown Road and shot a hole through the side of the house, and there was a baby on the other side of the wall. And the conversation came up back then about what we're going to do about guns in the town of Weston and how we're going to handle it. And so there was a really good discussion. There were several of them going on, and what happened is exactly what we talked about. Number one, you're never going to be able to stop the crazy person from taking a firearm and doing some type of serious damage towards another group of human beings or one individual. But what we can do is what we did with the original ordinance, and we brought in to the selectmen's meeting a very wide selection of exactly what assault rifles and what machine guns look like. And it was done with 2 or 3 other state certified hunter safety instructors as well as myself at the time. And what we said at that time was that there is absolutely no place in the town of Weston where these guns can be fired safely. And we felt that at that time, we wanted to make sure that at that particular moment, that the firearms that we showed were no longer allowed to be fired in the town of Weston. We didn't say you couldn't own them. We said that we just don't want you to bring them out and be shooting them in the backyard or anywhere else in the town of Weston, because it's a dangerous situation for all of our residents in our town. As a gun owner and a hunter, I absolutely appreciate the fact that the selectmen are not looking to impinge on my Second Amendment rights. What I would say to you is, I think that the direction that Dennis is going, or has recommended, that we wait to see what goes on the federal and state level first before we as a town initiate anything other than the following. What I would recommend, and as has been spoken here, is that I believe that in Dennis's, one of the drafts I saw, that all guns should be properly secured in a safe, except for those that are used for your home protection or your personal property protection. Those with us who have legal permits to carry firearms, that doesn't affect any of us. What it does is it takes any of the additional weapons that we have and it protects them from burglars, it protects them from children, it protects them from people who may be mentally ill, and it keeps them locked up, and they're safe and they're protected from anybody else getting their hands on them except for myself or whoever owns them. I hope that if we do nothing else here tonight, that we realize that we have to lock these guns up and put them away and keep them safe, as well as the ammunition that goes in them. As far as you're looking at the banning of this, that, and the other, and it's stopping us from owning guns, I appreciate the fact that you're no longer looking at that. But I want to stress to you that for 22 years we had an ordinance in this town, and with the exception of one incident that I'm aware of that's never been violated, because the people in the town of Weston are really safety conscious. We're good, solid citizens. I'm standing in the town that I was raised in. I raised my children here. I believe it's the Constitution state, and I want my rights as a legal gun owner protected, and I appreciate all that you're doing, and I like the fact that we're discussing it here, and thank you very much for your efforts.
Conway Yee, November Trail. Under other definitions, other weapons, you would state that things that would need to be registered would be implements that impel with force of projectile of any kind. I suggest nail guns would fall under that category. This ordinance is, shall we say, fairly broad, and doesn't cure a problem that you yourself have said isn't a problem. There hasn't been an accidental firearms discharge in 80 years, I think you just said.
Could I just make very clear, as we explained during the discussion, you're looking at the 1990 ordinance that has been in effect. That is not the intent of this board to take everything that's been in that old ordinance and to put it in the new one. And the items that are listed under other weapons that have received so much attention, i.e. slingshots, they are not covered by the ordinance, the wording that we are currently working on.
Definitions need to be written more precisely, I suggest.
We agree. That's why we're
And you're dealing with an issue that has nothing to do with Weston. Yes, Newtown was close, but you're trying to cure a problem that doesn't exist. And thank you.
Hi, I'm Paul Eastland. I live on Georgetown Road in Weston. You guys have come up here, and basically what I've gotten from you is that what you're doing here is fairly benign. You were tracking some, but you were just talking about a basic permitting scheme. And I'm guessing, it sounded like a we shall issue if you had the proper regular training and everything like that, and a magazine cap and safe storage, and I'm all for safe storage. But it seems like there's a disconnect because you keep bringing this up with Newtown, but at the same time, permitting and magazine caps aren't going to stop mass murders with guns, right? I mean, if you're dedicated to commit a mass murder with a gun, the $500 fine for illegal discharge and the fact that you can only fit 10 in a magazine is not going to stop you. So it's hard for it not to seem that this is either A, not going to be really a shall issue sort of permitting scheme, or B, not going to be a step on the road to something more sinister. And I think that's a big problem with what you're running into. The other thing I wanted to say is you mentioned something about how this is justified because you have, this government is charged with protecting citizens from harm. I've been in a home when there was an intruder in the house, and the problem is that the government can't protect us in that situation. The only person who can protect you is you.